Good morning. Here is the news at 10. First, the highlights. Lagos State government urges Lekki residents to open up all street gates. Central Bank of Nigeria lifts ban on cryptocurrency transaction. And the foreign United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund seeks $2 billion assistance for West Central Africa. And in sports, CAF rules out Nigerian referees for 2023 Africa Cup of Nations. And now the details. I am Mike James. The Lagos State government has urged residents in Lekki Phase 1, Phase 2 and its environs to open all street gates located in that area from the hours of 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. daily during this Yuletide season. Commissioner for Transportation Oluwaseun Oshiemi said the directive was necessary for the ease of movement of vehicular traffic with a view to reducing traffic congestion that may arise due to the holidays. Oshiemi said by opening the gate, seamless and convenient movement can be made possible during this period for residents of Lagos and visitors. He assured residents of necessary architecture for safety and security of all and sundry. Lagos State Emergency Management Agency LASEMA has expressed its readiness to swiftly respond to any form of emergency across the state during the Yuletide. Permanent Secretary LASEMA Olufemi Oke Osoindolu gave the assurance during the agency's 2023 Christmas Carol service of 5 lessons with the theme Emmanuel, drawn from Isaiah 7 verse 14. Oke Osoindolu, who noted that the Carol service is an avenue for emergency responders in the state to reflect on the goodness of God in their operations in the outgoing year, urged Lagosians to celebrate in moderation and shun activities that would result in emergency incidents. He had this to say.
And I can assure you, if there's any challenges, call us in the emergency number. We will be there. The emergency number of Lagos State is 112 or 767.
In his sermon, Pastor Kolaule Ogunkunle of the First Baptist Church Ikeja explained that Jesus is the Prince of Peace and Lagosians should embrace peaceful coexistence, especially during the Yuletide. In his highlight of the event, wife of the Lagos State Governor Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, who was represented by Mrs. Olayemi Osointolu, took the 5th lesson from Isaiah 9 verse 6 and 7. In the highlight of the event, the federal government Yuletide transportation subsidy has kicked off in some locations in Lagos. Our reporter, Raphael Jeremiel, reports that at the Oshodi Park, the price of commuting from Lagos to Akure and to Ilori has been slashed, much to the delight of commuters. These were the responses of the passengers.
I feel very excited and I feel very, very happy. So I'm going from Lagos to Ondo Town. I really appreciate for all this they're doing. Like, I'm really impressed.
The Director of Operating and Maintenance Planning Projects, Ade Ibileki, who spoke with our reporter, said passengers who had paid the full price when they booked initially were refunded, as the drivers also complied with the directive.
For instance, to Akure, they were collecting 7,000. So they made a refund of 3,500 to each of the passengers. So they were elated, they were happy, they were surprised. Came as a surprise to them.
The rebate, which started on Thursday, 21st December 2023, will run through January 4, 2024. In the same vein, commuters have commended the federal government for declaring free train ride during the festive season. Passengers at the Babatunde Fashola station in Agege expressed delight, saying the initiative is a life-saving strategy due to the economic hardship facing Nigerians.
Touching the train trip, it is actually true, and I felt it's a nice innovation from the federal government of Nigeria. I pray that the Lord will continue to strengthen our leaders to do more for the citizen. There is still room for improvement.
In fact, I was very happy when I heard it. In fact, I saw the beneficiaries and they're telling me it is true and I should go through the website and do it, which I wanted to do now. If I have this opportunity again next time, I'll be so glad.
Officials of the Nigeria Railway Corporation said the train service is free, but commuters have to register online through nrc.gsds.ng to generate a barcode before accessing the free train service. Our reporter Sadiq Yusuf reports that commuters stormed the rail stations in Lagos State, while some had to resort to standing to enjoy the free service. And now to the rest of the stories. The Central Bank of Nigeria has changed its stance on crypto assets in the country and asked banks to disregard its earlier ban on crypto transactions. This is according to a circular dated December 22nd, 2023, signed by the Apex Bank's Director, Financial Policy and Regulation Department, Aruna Mustafa. The circular was titled Circular to All Banks and Other Financial Institutions, Guidelines on Operations of Bank Accounts for Virtual Assets Service Providers. The Apex Bank stated that current trends globally have shown the need for crypto regulation. Wife of the President, Oluremi Tinubu, has disbursed 25 million to 250 elderly men and women from the 25 local government areas of Delta State. The cash presentation through the Renewed Hope Initiative under the Elderly Support Scheme was held at the Government House, Asaba, Delta State. The wife of Delta State Governor, Tobore Ovewori, who represented Mrs. Tinubu at the event, also provided clothing materials and free medical checkups to the elderly citizens as support for the gesture. In her address, Mrs. Tinubu expressed joy at the inaugural edition of the Renewed Hope Initiative Elderly Support Scheme themed Better Days Ahead. She emphasized that the Economic Empowerment Program symbolizes a dedication to the well-being of elderly citizens, representing a significant step forward in the collective pursuit of a more inclusive and compassionate society. And in some foreign news, the United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, UNICEF, has appealed for nearly $2 billion to provide life-saving assistance to more than 24 million boys and girls across West and Central Africa in 2024. According to the UNICEF Regional Director, Felicia Chibindat, it is projected that 46 million children in the region would face another year of humanitarian need due to ongoing conflict in Central Sahel, Democratic Republic of Congo, and displacements into Chad sparked by the war in Sudan. He said $1.89 million appeal aims will reach roughly 24.1 million children next year, and up from 23.5 million in 2023. Chibindat noted that aid will include life-saving nutrition supplies, clean water, education and child protection services, as well as humanitarian cash transfer for households. He added that countries most affected are Burkina Faso, Mali, and northwest Nigeria, showing emergency levels of child wasting. And in sports news, the Confederation of African Football, CAF, has once again snubbed Nigerian referees from officiating in the fast-approaching 2023 Africa Cup of Nations. CAF has selected officials from 19 different nationalities for the event, with Egypt and Morocco having 3 representatives each, and Algeria, Gabon, and Mauritania having 2 each. The 2023 African finals are scheduled to take place from January 13 to February 11, 2024, with the Super Eagles drawn up in Group A alongside host Cote d'Ivoire, Equatorial Guinea, and Guinea-Bissau. In the last 6 editions, only 3 Nigerians have made the list. It will be recalled that Nigerian referees have faced challenges in gaining recognition from both CAF and FIFA in recent years, and this trend will continue at the upcoming tournament in Cote d'Ivoire. And that was our news at 10. But just before we go, your vehicle is not a strong room. Please keep your valuables off the view of miscreants. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms, X formerly Twitter, Lagos Traffic 961, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Watch us live on Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, and on YouTube. Subscribe and watch all our previous programs and news on our channel, Traffic Radio 961. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration empowered over 1,000 residents at the third phase of the Mega Empowerment Program? Well, you can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. And to end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. The Lagos State Government has urged residents in Lekki Phase 1, Phase 2 and its environs to open all street gates located in that area from the hours of 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. daily during this Yuletide season. The Central Bank of Nigeria has changed its stance on crypto assets in the country and asked banks to disregard its earlier ban on crypto transactions. We also told you that the United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, UNICEF, has appealed for nearly $2 billion to provide life-saving assistance to more than 24 million boys and girls across West and Central Africa in 2024. In sports, the Confederation of African Football, CAF, has once again snubbed Nigerian referees from officiating in the fast-approaching 2023 Africa Cup of Nations. And for contacts with the newsroom, send a message to Lagos Traffic Radio at lagostate.gov.ng. That ends the news broadcast. It was compiled by Adesua Joyoka. Thank you for listening. My name is Mike James. Good morning.
Balandi